Everyone, my name is Mohammed Alafi and today I'm going to talk about Linux migration and usage in banking environment. I'll start my presentation by giving a brief introduction to Linux. Linux is a freely distributed version of Unix and was developed by Linus Torvalds in 1991, who by then was a university student at the University of Helsinki in Finland. Linux was originally developed as a free operating system for Intel 86-based personal computers, and it has evolved over the years to be used by more computer hardware platforms than any other operating system. With the invention of IT solutions, banks use computer software to manage their business, including daily transactions, customers' data, and other relevant business areas. As banks deals with monetary and valid customer personal and private data, hence safety and security is the prime motive of the bank authorities while utilizing IT solutions in their business cycle. The past few years have seen substantial growth in internet-based banking. So banking facilities are even now accessible through tiny devices like tabs on smartphones. This creates serious security requirements. This has been made possible by Linux introduction to banking sector. Linux is the most secure operating system in the world and is best known for its reliable, secure, and multi-user solutions. IT solution requirement for branch banking must be open, scalable, and easy to implement. These principles are related to the architectural objective and are the basis for platform selection requirement of the solution, programming model specification requirement of the solution, overall functional requirements of the solution. These objectives are important because industry standards require the architecture to be open wherever possible. These standards ensure that a solid foundation is set for application and industry-proven components are available to be used in changing business and technology environment to satisfy the business and customer needs. And the architecture should also be scalable for the business logic, and most importantly, it should be easy to implement, to change, to make the migration easier. Bank manager asked me why Linux out of all the other operating systems. I would give him the following advantages, and I will tell him why. So let me start by Linux uptime, which is Linux is a more stable operating system. It offers business owners peace of mind that their application will not be affected due to the operating system instability. Linux also is more secure. Linux may not be 100% secure just like any other operating system, but it is more secure than the rest. Security is maintained by Linux code, which carries out regular updates to an almost daily list of security data. It also makes it possible for users to access every available security fix. And Linux One has worldwide community providing security fixes. Other than Windows, which is a single company with closed source code, Linux also can run on old hardware or out-of-date system, meaning for one to use Linux or upgrade Linux, it does not require to do an expensive hardware overhaul upgrade. Linux runs on 86 or and 32-bit and 64-bit architecture, making it cheaper to migrate to than any other operating system. And why it's cheaper? Because Linux is free. Linux is free of charge. It is also free of patents and other restrictions that makes unwidely for creation business owner who may want to change or edit the source code. It is the ability that has helped create companies like Google who have taken ability and converted into big business. Linux also has regular update. Every Linux distribution offers a regular update of its package and source code several times per year and security fixes as needed. It's also easy to upgrade and update Linux And the best part is there is no reboot required. Linux is not prone to crashes. Linux, like may have uptimes exceeding over a year, which means the computer can continuously run over a year without a single crash or reboot. Linux, and finally, Linux is safer from viruses. Linux has less than 100 known viruses compared to Windows, which have over 100 viruses. Linux always requests the user for their password before installing any software, hence it's hard for the user to install malware and running virus programs. Just two other things I want to mention, and the advantages are is the worldwide community. That means Linux has many worldwide developers who contribute to the source code and security fixes and system enhancement. Uh, the the community also offers support like to the business through forums and community sites, hence giving Linux users peace of mind as there is no single point of failure. The last thing I want to talk about in the advantages is the Linux Foundation. It's a garbage collective platinum support including Fujitsu, Hitachi, HP, IBM, Intel, NEC, Novell, Oracle, Google, Samsung, and many more. The members like the member through donations to sponsor Linux travels and others who work on Linux full time to promote, protect, and standardize Linux. This ensures that Linux will always have a continuous development and they will always be there to help them in developing this operating system. I talked before about the advantages and now I have to talk about the disadvantages of migration to Linux. The first thing that Linux administrator or users will face when migrating to Linux is the lack of compatibility. This happens because many hardware and software publishers sees the number of those using Linux as very small, which is not correct, but that's what they see. Thus, you may encounter some incompatibility issues when installing program or devices. Also, Linux has a different working mechanism. If one is used to Windows alone, it may take a while to get used to the way Linux works. That is, from installing software to running programs. Things are a little different in Linux-based system. One has also to be prepared to type a few new commands as well. However, there are programs within some version of Linux, such as Ubuntu, which help you to download and install program with just a few clicks. In fact, most people may take up to a week or so to get used to using Linux, which is a disadvantage. Linux also needs more technical ability. A new Linux user must be trained really well to enable them to handle the system well. Alternately, one can hire someone who has experience with Linux. A good Linux administrator needs to be on hand as you start to migrate your system over. This is a disadvantage financially, at least in the beginning, as it will need training to those who will be running it. Now I'm going to talk about the migration or the challenges before migration to Linux. Everyone knows that there is a huge competition in the market. Any bank will want to strengthen its position as one of the country's leading banks in terms of customer numbers, credit, and deposit value and profitability. So as to establish itself and set itself apart from market competition, the banks need to offer customer high quality products and rapid secure transaction at an attractive price. There is also a high number of customer and transaction due to this high number of customers and transaction volume, which grew each year. It became a challenge for many banks to ensure the highest possible service levels while keeping administration costs and expenses and effort to a minimum. There is a need of simplified and scalable infrastructure. So as the bank grows its needs and to a simplified and scalable instruction rather than managing an expensive and complex instruction as it wants to reduce the cost of reducing IT services to its customers and users without sacrificing availability of performance. So This can't be seen as a challenge because many companies underestimate the importance of the IT section. So if they see that, oh, we have a huge market, we have a huge customer, so we cannot do this migration, although it will benefit them in the long run, they might stop or they might not do that migration to Linux. So here is the solution to the problem of migration or the challenges of migration. IT teams in various banks have decided to integrate information resources to a single centralized platform based on the IBM system Z technology. Those banks are listed below: Bank of the Brazil, the Bank of Turkey, the Bank of New Zealand, Bank of Turkey, and Bankia. IBM proposed IBM InfoSphere data stage software running on the IBM System Z servers. This is a core model of IBM InfoSphere information server software, which is used to collect and integrate customer data from multiple sources system and to ensure the reliability and consistency of information across the entire business and bank system. A good example is what happened in Bankia in Spain. Bankia was like a migration or an alliance by 7 banks in Spain that decided to just be one bank with, and they called themselves Bankia, and they had this issue with how could we get the user of those 7 banks into one system without any problem or any issue. Some of the banks were using Windows, some were using Linux. They all have different softwares, but what they did is they used IBM's and like IBM proposed solution to the problem, and it worked really well without any issue. All of the bank users, all of the bank accounts were moved to a single system without any issue or any problem whatsoever. After talking about the advantages and disadvantages, the challenges and the solution to the challenges, here are the core or the main benefits of migrating to Linux in the banks. There will be significant saving. The banks, companies, and also individuals have experienced significant saving on the software licensing and development costs on the future hardware investment. This has been made possible by the minimal requirement of the operating system to the hardware configuration. There is also a reduction to an administrative effort. This is due to the platform high availability and easy management. This reduction is due to the ease in usage of the operating system. And lastly, the future business growth. Linux for System Z, the bank will be better equipped to scale its IT environment to support future business growth and manage constant development for new projects, and still being able to maintain high-level services to both internal and external users. The bank has accelerated its ability or will accelerate its ability to build its servers and respond to business issue, and has a service reutilization rate increases by more than 18%. And this is all that I wanted to present today, and thank you all so much for listening, and have a good day.